An old man was walking on the street named Kenzaburo, a 52-years-old bureaucrat. He saw a child holding a ball. He fell onto the street and the child chased the ball. The old man saw him. He ran and saved the child, but the old man was hit by a truck. When he woke up, he was in another world, and in the body of a woman. He was confused about what was happening. He was taken home. After a few hours, he looked in the mirror. He found out what had happened. He was hit by a truck and was reincarnated in the world called Otome Game. And he is the villain in the world of Otome Game. He was confused about what to do because even though he was an otaku, he didn't know the whole concept of this game. As someone called him a demi-human and called her Lady Grace, and said she needed to change her clothes. While there was an expression of fear for him, our protagonist thanked the maid. The maid was surprised by what she heard because it was not normal for her master. Suddenly Grace remembered that her body that she got was the game's villain, so everyone was afraid of her. When the protagonist entered the school, Grace is waiting for someone, and this was the main character of the Otome Game, Anna doll, in her previous life. Her son explained that this was the scene in the game where Grace would bully Anna doll in front of the crowd. When Anna entered the gate, our protagonist stopped Anna, novel student, talking about Grace, how she bad about commoners like Anna. The protagonist asked Anna if she had the highest grade in school, and Anna said yes. Our protagonist praised her because Anna was definitely raised by great parents. Anna suddenly cried with joy. The student thought that our protagonist had beaten Anna. The student thought that Grace was really a villain. Grace was surprised because people mistook her for her. She grabbed Anna's hand and ran. The two of them talked about Anna, explaining how difficult it was for her to graduate and excel in her studies. And our protagonist was happy because he was a parent. And Grace praised Anna again for her excellence, and Anna cried again with so much joy. Suddenly a handsome man arrived, and the handsome man greeted Grace, and Grace remembered him, but she couldn't remember the name of the handsome man. Even though our protagonist had access to her memory, there were so many names to see, but she couldn't choose what the right name of the man was. She only knew that it was Prince. They entered the school, and as they walked they saw their school principal. And because our protagonist was a bureaucrat, he was very respectful, so when he saw the principal, he immediately bowed and greeted him. Everyone was amazed by what Grace showed because in her past life she was called the Elegance Sheet. She did it to get noticed by high-ranking officials and get promoted at work. When they were inside the classroom, Anna was noisy. Our protagonist told her to be quiet because she shouldn't be noisy and celebrate while the lesson wasn't over. Anna kept quiet, and instead of feeling bad, she admired Grace even more because she was such a nice girl. Anna looked at Grace and saw how focused Grace was on her studies. In our protagonist's past life, it was difficult for him to read books because of his old age, and now that he is young again, he is very happy because it is so easy to read books. So when Anna saw this, she studied even harder. In the next panel, the two men are talking and they are discussing who they will make the student counselor of the school. They are asked to choose Grace or Anna. The red-haired man says that Grace has a bad attitude. The man replies that he sees something changing in Grace. Back to our protagonist. They went to the canteen. When Grace saw the food, she was very happy because there were many choices. Anna said she would bring food and take it home, but the protagonist got angry because they were in school. Anna should learn the dining etiquette, and Anna was happy with what Grace said. In another panel, the three-novel woman was scolded with the waiter at the canteen because the three-novel woman wanted to order the waiter to get them their food, but this was against the school rules, the waiter said. Our protagonist saw this and he got his food. The three-novel woman saw this and they were embarrassed because Grace was more novel than them. When Grace ate the food, Grace was stunned because the food is so delicious. She walked towards the waiter and said, "Tell to your chef thank you." The three-novel women saw this and they copy what our protagonist do. Thanks guys for watching. This is the recap of episode 1 of Akuyaku Reijo Tensei Yuzin. Thanks guys, see you in our next video. Goodbye.